Hi everyone, good afternoon from California. If you're new to this channel, please introduce yourselves. I'd like to know you and meet you. Where in the world are you tuning in from? And if you're seeing this gorgeous hyper queen for the very first time, today we're discussing how to cultivate the winning mindset. Let me go ahead and introduce myself while you guys introduce yourselves as well. So please go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments. If you are new here, if you're seeing me for the first time, even if you're a returning subscriber, you guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know what your name is and where you are watching from. Today we're discussing how to cultivate a winning mindset. So my name is Miriam. I'm based here in California. I'm a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur. I'm also a fashion designer. On this channel, I share grants. Yes, so I'm your grants queen. Yes, I have that name for no other reason than to give you guys, back-to-back grants information. I mean, free money for your small businesses, for your non-profits, for women, grants for, all kinds of grants. Yes, grants for pregnant women, different kinds of grants. I mean, I keep researching this grants information every single time, and I try as much as I can to, bring it to you guys. In fact, I premiered a video today. It's going to be closing soon, and I can't wait till tomorrow because I have a video scheduled for tomorrow already. So if you have not seen the video that I premiered today, I premiered a grant video, a $10,000 grant that you don't want to miss. So go ahead and check it out ASAP. Please bear with me. I'm a little under the weather, but please just bear with me. Today, we're going to be discussing how to cultivate a winning mindset. And I'm going to start today by telling you a story, the story of a young boy who was born with some impairments. Yes. So this boy was born, and right from a tender age, about the age of 3 thereabouts, he developed interest in playing soccer. So his parents discovered that, oh, this boy likes soccer a lot, so they went and registered him with one of these leagues to see if they would like to groom him from a tender age. So upon getting there, they saw that he was really good, but they discovered, they were like, okay, we have a feeling that he has some stunted growth. And then they referred him to a hospital, for checks. He was taken to the hospital. They checked on him and discovered that he has growth. He has stunted growth, which means his dreams might just die off. Yes. And you know what this boy did? He was determined. He said, yes, his body may be stunted, but his mind is not. And he still wants to become a footballer. And he kept at it. He said, even if it means, putting needles on his legs, I mean, just to make his body grow, just to make him grow. Now I am connecting the dots myself now. Now I get it. He had stunted growth, and he didn't meet the percentile of the, average soccer player, like a footballer. And he kept practicing, he kept at it. He was like, his body may be small, but he's gonna make sure that he keeps doing his best. He had to create strategies, ways by which he can, he devised methods to actually, still play football despite his tiny size. And guess what? This guy today is now an international, not just an international, he's one of the greatest soccer players of all time. And his name, as you all know, is Lionel Messi. Yes, that's his story. What changed? What changed here? His mindset. Something didn't change, but what actually changed was, his mindset actually changed the whole game. He could have just given up on himself. He could have just said, oh, well, now that the doctor has confirmed that my stature is not fit, to play soccer. But he kept at it. He was determined against all odds. He was ready to go after his goals. He was ready to go after his dreams. And today he's one of the greatest players of all time. So do you see yourself in Lionel Messi, or are you someone who just gives up once they say, oh, it's not possible for you? Or maybe you just have one or two people, once you seek validation from the wrong people and they discourage you, just kill your dreams yourself. You're like, since they don't think it's possible, I don't think it's possible too. Are you one of those people? Today we're going to discuss how to cultivate a winning mindset. Yes. So, and I always say, I want this to be an interactive session. So please feel free to also, share your thoughts and comments. I mean, I want us to, kind of like talk about this very interesting topic, because I know it's going to benefit a lot of people. Are you someone that, struggles? You really want to do it, but you struggle, or you give up so easily? The first tip I'm going to share here is to define your goal. Yes, you have to define your goal. What do you want to achieve? What exactly are your goals? And you have to be crystal clear with what you really want to achieve. So that's the first step. Know exactly what your goals are and the deadline for achieving each of these goals. I'm also gonna share the story of another amazing tennis player. Yes, she's a wonderful tennis player, and it's a guy. He's a wonderful tennis player, and he spoke to someone about his fears. He said he has never won a Grand Slam before, and he's giving himself well. The person asked him, okay, so what's your timeline for this goal? And he said, well, I'm looking at a year from now. Hopefully I'm going to win a Grand Slam in my lifetime. It's been a lifelong dream, and the person asked him again, okay, when is the next competition? When is the next Grand Slam competition? I said, it's in 5 weeks' time. Now, take note, this is someone that said his goal is to win it in about a year, because he was asked to put a timeline to it. And he said he wants to win a Grand Slam in a year. And he was asked, when is the next competition? When is the next opportunity to actually win? And he said, in 5 weeks' time. There's going to be another, Grand Slam in 5 weeks' time. And it was like, how about you plan to win that? The one coming up in 5 weeks' time, not in 1 year. And he was like, is it possible? He said, yes, you can actually push yourself to do it. Now, guess what happened? This is someone that set a 1 year timeline for himself, but he said, he was given the challenge to work towards getting it in 5 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks is literally like 5 days, right? So you know what? He put in a lot of effort, he put in a lot of work you know, um, into practicing. And guess what? He won his first Grand Slam in 5 weeks. Just 5 weeks of determining that he really, really wants to do this thing. And guess what? That is what we're talking about. Yeah. Sarah, thank you for joining. Is it distorting? Is it disturbing? Is the music interrupting? Or has it taken over the thank you. Esther's Chronicles. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying the chat now. I am so sorry. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining in. Oh, yes, so my sister, I've been under the weather. I'm telling you, like, I'm not my regular self. I know. You can see that I'm just chilled today, right? Yeah. If you want me to take away the music, to put off the music, I will. I just wanted to try it today, and maybe I should reduce the volume of the music. Oh, it's loud. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop the music. Thank you for that. So you know what? He won his first Grand Slam in 5 weeks, as opposed to 1 year timeline I gave to himself. What am I trying to say here? What changed here? His mindset changed. His mindset. It was a change of mindset. Are you serious? Okay, you know what? We'll try it again next week. Maybe I'll try it offline. Then I would see, I would, come to, I'll try and get, the best volume that I can, set it to before I go live next time. Thank you. Yeah, are you serious? Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. So what actually changed was his mindset. This was someone that thought that he was thinking of trying in a year, but he was able to win in 5 weeks. So what changed was his mindset. So it's about having that winning mindset. It's about believing that you will win. It's about, if you're able to think you're going to fail, you can use the same energy that you used to think that you will fail to use to believe that you will win. So yes, what actually changed was his mindset. So it's all about changing your mindset. Yes. So like I said, you must have a goal. You have to write it down. Clearly define your goals, because it's easy to set your eyes on the future and work towards a specific outcome if you have your goals written down. The next one on my list here is determination. Yes, see, failure is not an option. Doesn't mean that you will not fail, but it's about not giving in. When you fall, you don't give into it. You don't stay down. You get up and try again. You get up and try again. I'm reading a book right now. and we're going to talk about it much later. It's about being brave and not perfect. Be brave, that's the title. Brave, not perfect. So you have to be willing to try and not wait until everything is all perfect, just to believe that it's going to work out for you, and it will. And I'm going to share my personal experience with you guys once again, yet again. So when I worked in the bank, and I got to a point where I was okay, two times, two, two, three times. Yeah, two, three times. Because the reason why I'm mentioning this is because in that book that I'm currently reading, the lady was stuck in a terrible job. She was stuck in it. And she's asking herself why. As at now that she knows better, she's like, she knows what to do, right? But she kept that tip because she was afraid that if she leaves that job, if it looks good on the resume, she looks successful on the outside. Oh, getting this job in this top consulting firm looks like, oh, she's got it all, but she was like, she wanted to do more. She was made for more. She just, she was just like, but I have to just do something about this thing. And I was able to relate because she did certain things that I did as well. Like getting to the point where you're telling yourself that with or without this job, I will make it. With or without this job, I will make it. This is the reason why I find it kind of easy, but this is just me. I find it kind of easy to let go of anyone that is working with me and wants to pursue something else. I find it easy to let go because I see myself in that person. I don't want to withhold someone from being whatever they want to be. So in her case, she knew what to do, but she didn't do it. I mean, at the time, she hated the job. She was just like, in fact, she was volunteering at a hospital as well, just to make everything look really good on CV. She went to Yale University, she went to, of course, an Ivy League school, and she has this fantastic job in quotes, and she was also volunteering. Everything was just looking sound and top notch, and all that. But then she sat down one day and said to herself, I want to run. I want to go to Congress. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then she had to talk herself. She had to give herself a pep talk so many times. At some point, she was like, I need to do this thing because I don't want to regret later in future that I did not try this thing. And then she ran. She ran. She lost the first time. She lost woefully, but I'm still reading the book. I'm sure she eventually made it because she was at a panel with Michelle Obama at some point. And I'm like, oh, okay, girl. I was reading the book yesterday in the library, and somebody was passing by and said, looks like you're enjoying this book. I'm like, yes, yes. Because I got to a point, in my career at the time where I was ready to I was not ready to trade my own sanity. I will not. I will not trade my sanity for a check. I will not. I will not do that. And two occasions that I remember, one client was, I think I've shared it some time ago on this channel. One client was, he was calling me names. He does that all the time. And the reason why he does this is because we got that client through the CEO, the MD of the bank. And because it was coming through the MD and I was managing his account, the guy was vile. He talks anyhow. He would just call and say, you're stupid. I'm like, what does this guy think he's doing? Like, I tolerated him for a while. And at some point, I'm like, you know what? I had to tell him straight up. I stood up for myself. And I'm like, if the consequence of me speaking up for myself means I'm gonna lose my job, so be it. So be it, because I cannot constantly be living in fear, because each time he calls, I'm always like, hey, this guy is, I still remember his name till this day. I'm not going to mention his name because he's a crazy human being. So at that point, I was there. I was at that point where I'm like, no, you know what? You cannot keep doing this to me. You can't. I can't keep taking this from you. And I told him, you do not have the right to speak to me in this manner. And that was when I realized that he was a bully. He was calm. I was like, so if I had never spoken up for myself, this guy would have kept on bullying me and, taking just taking away my mental health. Like, I'm just glad I spoke up for myself. And there was another occasion where a colleague was on my case. And because I didn't give in to his craziness, because I was telling my friend recently that I refuse to see the advances that, my colleagues at the time, because when I start to see it, I start to treat them differently. So I try not to see it so I can still maintain the respect that I have for them. And on this occasion, I was supposed to, process risk assets for this colleague of mine, and of which I did, but it's not me. Thank God we work in the same establishment. We work in the same bank. And he was like, he reported me to my boss and he said, I didn't create this thing for him. This thing is taking so long. This is not something that is out. It's not within my reach. It's not me. It is the unit. Another unit has to process this thing in question. It's actually credit card. Another unit has to process the credit card for him. And he reported me to my boss, and then he called me and I was ready. At that point, I was ready to just lose the job. I was ready. I had to tell him, this is the reason why this guy is on my case. This is the reason why he's, reporting me and trying to make you, I mean, hi, Matthew. Thank you so much for joining in. This is the reason why this guy is actually mounting pressure on me and trying to, you know, um, report me to you. Trying to maybe, and he was threatening with HR. I'm like, HR, you are also an employee. Hello. You are threatening me with HR. Okay, let me lose this job now. I will survive. I'll be fine. I got to a point where I no longer see my, I mean, see my job as the only way to be successful in life. I got to that point where I was like, okay, I will survive with or without this thing. I will. So a lot of people are afraid to take risks. A lot of people, they don't have, once you have that winning mindset, if things are not going well this way, sweetie, try something else. You are not a tree, you can always move. So the first thing that needs to change is your mindset, the way you think, the way you perceive yourself, the way you see things, the way you handle things. Stop handling things like, without this thing, my life will come to an end. Oh, I will go hungry. Well, maybe in the beginning when you first started, maybe your first job. Yes, we've all been there where, when someone makes a threat, you're like, I can't afford to lose this thing, or I can't afford not to have this thing anymore. And then you keep taking all the BS. You keep taking and you keep taking and you keep taking. But you will get to a point, especially if you have that winning mindset. You get to a point where you're like, hello, no, I will be fine. I will survive. This is not, it doesn't define me. And without this thing, I will be successful. You have to keep telling yourself every single time. And that is the point that I got to so many occasions. There was another occasion, I can't remember that one, but I know it was like 3 different occasions, when, the third one was my direct supervisor, my direct boss. She was something else. She was, I don't know where that woman came from. I think she came from hell. She was terrible. She was the most terrible boss I ever worked with. And I was ready to go. I'm like, no, you can't. Like, I got to that point where I'm like, try anything and that's it. I'll be fine. And the interesting thing is, she got fired. She got fired. I tell you. So there are certain situations that you find yourself and you think that it's the end of it all, or you think, without this thing in my life, I'm not going to survive, or I'm not going to, I'm not complete. I'm incomplete without it. No, 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 no. For me, personally, I'm a Christian, and I believe that I'm only God is indispensable, right? It's only God. I can't take the God factor out of my life, but everything else, honestly, you have to, learn to, have that mindset that without this thing, I will be fine. Just be determined to succeed, whether, with what you're doing, or even if it's outside, if it goes out of the picture. You have to be determined. You have to know, you have to understand that, okay, I will be fine whether this thing is for me or not. The third one here, and it links to the second one, is your self-confidence. Now, self-confidence can be one of the hardest things to achieve, but with time, you can cultivate it over time because everyone experiences periods of self-doubt. Mhm. Yes. And the key to actually being objective and looking closely at all of these factors, you know, that are involved in a situation, you have to take the time to evaluate your own intentions and focus on your strengths. Focus on your strengths. I said it one time that if your business or if what you do, if you're like among the 1% of people that is delivering something that's 99% is unable to deliver, and you do it so well, you're likely going to thrive in what you're doing. You're most likely going to thrive because not many people can do it. So if you're able to harness your strengths, trust me, you can be whatever you want to be. So self-confidence is very, very important because whether you like it or not, you have the capability to do great things. Yes. And you have to be aware and mindful of yourself and the world that you live in, because self-confidence is a gift that only you can give to yourself. Self-confidence is a gift that only you can give to yourself. I see people, and thank you, sis. Esther's Chronicles. I see people and I wonder how they settle for certain, decisions. I'm like, "Ah, are you for real?" Most of the time, people settle for less because they feel they don't deserve more, or they feel the opportunity will never come, or this is the only. That's what I'm talking about. Grabbing, staying on to something that is killing you, something that is draining you, holding on to something that is just finishing you. You know quite all right that this thing is not for you, but you are grabbing onto, you're holding because you think it's your air, is the air that you breathe, or you think your life will be nothing without it. Yes, self-confidence is that gift that you can give to yourself. Lil Bob, thank you so much for joining in. Please, where are you tuning in from? So these are things that one needs to know. And if you've got kids, just instill it in your kids. Make them understand that they need to believe in themselves. Yeah, you need to. I tell you, because you can give it to you, so no one can give it to you. You have to develop it and cultivate it over time. The next one on my list here is for you to know your value. Know your value and add tax. Yes, so you have to. Whether we like it or not, we all have our various talents and abilities. Yeah. If you can take a few minutes to think about what you're really good at and make a list of it. Make a list of it. It can be abstract and it can be physical. What are those things that you're good, not what is, because I know there are many things that you're good at. What are those things that you're really good at? I have my friend, I think she's here, and just certain things I tell her, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this thing happen, or I'm gonna create this thing and I'm gonna sell it at this amount, and she's like, "Ah, who is going to buy?" I'm like, watch me, I will. I tell you. Okay, Esther's Chronicles said, I once left a job that was toxic. My last day at that workplace seems to be one of the happiest days of my life. Go, sis. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking. You will think that your life cannot move forward without that job, but you realize that, hey, you're just getting started. You're just getting started. Do not let anyone steal your joy. Do not let anyone make you feel less than who you are, and don't let anyone constantly, you know, um, take an undue advantage of you. So you have to always know your value. I tell you, don't let other people determine your worth. Yeah, you can actually take constructive criticisms, yeah, which can be hard at times. I do. So you can use it as a learning tool for yourself to grow and also nurture your skills. Yeah. So you can actually know your value and use your skills with confidence. The next one on my list here today is for you to practice self discipline. Practice self-discipline. I was with a friend of mine yesterday, and she was telling her friend who was also there that, do you know, I see her every day when I'm going to pick up my daughter taking a walk. I see her. You have to have self-discipline. You have to. You have to. And this is not just for anyone, it's for you. For you. You're going to be grateful for it later. Maybe not now, but later. When you have discipline, honestly, you're able to win a lot of things. You win over a lot of things in your favor. When people are unable to go stretch, you can stretch a lot more. I don't know if you're aware of the fact that Serena Williams, before she resigned from tennis, she practices 8 hours every day. 8 hours every day, 9 to 5, playing tennis every day, 8 hours every day. So some people will not do it unless they are hounded, unless somebody is mounting pressure on them, unless somebody is telling them to. They will not do it. They don't have the discipline to do it. But if you have discipline, thank you so much, Popola Anthony, I appreciate you. But if you are well disciplined, you're already halfway there. Self-discipline is very, very, very important, and it involves, gauging your reaction when things may not be going in your favor. You can actually choose to give up or choose to do what is needed to move forward. Yeah, challenges are a difficult part of growth. It is a part of growth. Challenge is an integral part of even success. So you have to face each one with grace, because they're going to teach you a lot of lessons. Keep a steady pace, and avoid rushing into things that can lead to mistakes. Take your time, think things through before you make important decisions. And if you want to be successful in whatever task that you choose to take on, you need to have a winning mindset. Because when you have a winning mindset, it gives you the resources that you need to actually keep your eyes focused on reaching your goals. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you can actually cultivate a winning mindset and be on your way to huge success. Thank you all so much for watching. If this video has blessed you, please go ahead and give it a like. Like this video, share this video, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And if you have not checked out my videos, my other videos on my channel, please do well to check them out, and also do well to like and share. Yes, I have a vital information to share with you guys. YouTube algorithm is messing with a lot of channels, and if you also have a YouTube channel, I think you should also take this advice for yourself as well. Please, when you subscribe to my channel, like and turn on your notification bells and click on all, because now people don't get notifications anymore. Yes, your subscribers don't get notifications anymore. This is why you can have 10,000 followers and be having like 50, 100 likes, or views. So you have to, now I think it's a glitch in the system. So you have to intentionally, in your subsequent videos, tell your viewers, your audiences, to turn on their notification bells. Yes. Oh, you've heard about it. Turn on your notification bells and click on all, so that you get notified every single time I publish a new video. Thank you all so much once again. I hope to see you again next week with another exciting episode. If you need me to talk about any topic at all, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to research and also, discuss it right here on this channel. But till then, thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you next week. Take care and bye for now. Happy new month, guys. Bye, guys.